Hello everyone, this is the Volvo EX30 twin motor Ultra edition, so it has everything that you can have for the car. I think you can have 20-inch wheels as well. This one has 19-inch wheels. 428 horsepower with a 69 kilowatt hour battery, 64 kilowatt hours can be used. WLTP range is 460 kilometers. And today we're gonna drive a bit. I show you the power, I show you a lot of quirks that the car has. It's just some weird behavior and weird things that you can adjust and weird things that it does, but it also has a lot of power. So we're going to accelerate, then we go on the highway and drive the top speed, which is 180 kilometers an hour, because it's fun and we want to see how it handles that. And of course the cruise control and the steering assist. If you need an overview of your monthly cost for EV, if you want to see all of your charging sessions, all of your trips, your average consumption, your AC to DC ratio when you're charging, then Tronity is exactly what you need. You just connect Tronity via the app or the browser to your car. A lot of brands are supported, and then you have all access to all of these things. You also can have a 100% tax compliant driver's logbook. My viewers get 25% off if they use the link in the description below. The first quirky little thing is the key. You can have a key card like with a Tesla Model 3, and you can also have this key, but it doesn't have any buttons. It just recognizes that you're there. And this is so the car unlocks itself when you get close to the car and locks itself when you walk away. And there's also a sensor in the door here that when you put the key on there, it locks as well. And so I have found something that's really annoying with the car is when you have to get stuff out of the car, a few things, I don't know, groceries, dogs, or something else. When you close the door and walk away just 2-3 meters, it locks. Then you come back, it unlocks, and this will be fine. The problem is when you don't go that far away and it locks and you come back, it doesn't unlock. And so you push the door handle, it doesn't do it, because right now it's locked. And then with the key here, it doesn't unlock. Now it does. But sometimes not even with the key, and then I have to do it with here. And so put the key on this side, and this thing is not on the other side. It's just on one side where you can use it. So you have to go over to the other side and put the key there so the car unlocks. Sometimes it can be a bit annoying. Locks again. I'm not far away. I'm here. In the settings of the car, you can adjust that the car doesn't lock when you go away, but there's also included then in this setting that it doesn't unlock when you approach it. So you have to use this sensor all the time for unlocking and locking. The infotainment system starts amazingly fast. You get into the car and it's just there. It's like a tablet that was just in sleep. It wasn't turned off. I never seen a boot screen in here. I never had to restart, so it all works very fine. Importance are the things that you can do on the steering wheel and the stalk still behind. You don't have a head-up display or instrument cluster in front of you. Everything is in the display like in a Tesla Model 3 or Y. Left are your indicators. When you tap light, it's just 3 times, and when you tap hard, it's on forever until you have changed your lane or like in a normal car. But it doesn't stay there. So that's a bit weird in the beginning. It's like, why you don't stay there like in a normal blinker? But it works. Then when you tap it forward, you have flashing and of course your automatic high beams. And then there's a wheel that you can turn, and this is your wiper from auto to 1, 2, 3, so fast. And the wiper control for your auto wiper is in the infotainment system, where you have to go into settings. I think it's here too, here. And then here on the quick control you already can change that. On the right you have your gear change, on the side is the park brake button and going into park. If you put it down it's in drive, if you put it up it's in reverse. And when you're driving you put it down, then the cruise control is on. And this, depending on if you have the self-steering activated in the settings, it's automatically on, but you can turn it off with a button on the steering wheel. And then you have buttons minus and plus that change the speed in 5 kilometers an hour steps that you're driving. You cannot do 1 kilometers an hour change. You have a resume button, you have a favorite button that I explained in my software video, and I have this on speed limit warning off. And then on the right you have your voice control, volume up and down, OK button, and then next and previous song, and that's it. You have to do a few things when you put the car into drive. Number one pedal drive, it remembers that. Speed limit warning, you want to turn that off. It's like everything in the EU now. Every new car has that. When you're a kilometer an hour over the speed limit, you get a warning, and it's really loud and it's annoying. Driver alert also, when you look away, it will beep at you, hey, pay attention to the road. When you steer a few times not as it thinks you should steer, it will warn you, hey, maybe you want to take a break. And lane keep assist on the highway, on a good country road, lane keep assist is totally fine. But here with very narrow country roads where you get a bit closer to the right side or to the left, it steers and it vibrates and everything, and that's annoying. But if you want to turn that off, you have to press it and then say turn off, and it's still not off. You have to go into settings, driving, view all, and then there's lane departure warning. You have to turn that off as well. Then you can steer by yourself. Isn't that awesome? The steering is extremely soft, really soft. This is like a tiny little car in Italy, in the little town when you need it. And I already have it on firm. No, this is something different. Here it's firm. So it's the hardest it can go, and oh my god, it's also very direct. So it feels like a toy car. It's really weird. The regenerative braking in one pedal mode is great. Slows down very well. It doesn't do it as great as in other Volvos, and when the car is at 100% state of charge, there is no regen even with one pedal drive, not like in other Volvos. And when you turn it off, there's no regen at all. So that's just on. So this one pedal drive means regen on or off. There are also no levels that you can adjust. That was the speed limit warning. We turned it off. Whee! Cruise control. Turn it on. With this, it takes the speed that you're doing and automatically self-steering is on as well. Can turn it off here. It says you have full control, and then with the buttons it goes to 110 or then to 105 or to 100. Everything is easily adjusted, but I cannot go to 106. For this I have, I did it! Yes, it works! I was wrong. You can adjust it. The distance, like I said, you have to adjust in the settings. You can't do it on the steering wheel. I can adjust though that it steers itself. And important with the self-steering is it only goes up to 130 kilometers an hour. If you drive 131, it's automatically off. Even if the car is driving 131, because Volvo typical, it tends to sometimes drive 1 kilometers an hour more or less with what you have adjusted the cruise control in. I should show you the not calm mode. Where was that? Here? Yeah. Then you have this. If it's not in calm mode, then you see the road and other cars. There's another really weird quirk in this car, and that's the performance mode and overall how the power is distributed. This car, all-wheel drive, 428 horsepower, that's amazingly powerful. But when I floor it here, I don't get full power. It takes a bit till full power comes in. And I noticed this when I pass cars and stuff too. Because Volvo thought, we don't give you full power, it should take a bit so it's a bit more comfortable. If you want full power all the time on your foot, you have to go into settings, driving, and then down here is performance all-wheel drive. Prioritize performance over range. You press that and now there's full power all the time. But you don't have any regen. Even though one pedal drive is on, there's no regen. So for sporty drive, but now it gives me full power when I accelerate, which is awesome. I don't know why. One thing I noticed with the cruise control, which is a bit, it feels very, very old, not very sophisticated, is how it holds the difference. You're driving and then you have, I don't know, set the cruise control to 90 kilometers an hour and there's a truck driving 80 and then the truck is slowing down and you feel it's braking pretty hard and then it accelerates pretty hard when there's a change. So it feels like I'm braking, I'm accelerating. It's always doing this. It's not doing a smooth thing where it lets the distance go a bit lower and lets it increase the distance a bit. It feels like it tries to keep the same distance. So really, when it knows I want the distance of 30 meters, I'm keeping that distance. It really feels that way. It's not very comfortable when you have that on. On the highway with no car in front of you, another car that is doing different speeds, it's fine. On a country road when you have a truck and a car and they accelerate, slow down, someone is going off the country road, coming on, it's not a nice feeling. Something else I noticed while driving, especially when it's sunny, is that Harman Kardon thing here in front in silver is reflecting off the windshield very strongly. This placement is totally wrong. It should be here on the side or something, but not in the middle. I see that the whole time when the sun is out. It's reflecting, the thing is reflecting, and the windshield reflects this and reflects me again. It's not nice. Now we accelerate the EX30 all-wheel drive, 428 horsepower. Volvo says 3.6 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. I have Draggy here outside of the car GPS measurement, and I have the app running. We go on this country road, but do it in both ways, because one way usually it doesn't work because it's a tiny bit downhill. And this time I want to do 2 runs with normal. So like you get the car, and then 2 in this performance mode where you don't have regen but the full power. Let's go. Yeah. Woohoo! I can tell you what the time is because my phone for the acceleration got kicked out of its normal stand there and it's now behind something here. I have to look for it. Yeah, but it started slow and then it accelerated full. It didn't give me full power right away. It says 4.46 seconds. Let's do it in the other direction as well. And here, oh, woo, 4.57 seconds, and it's verified, so not uphill or downhill, it's all fine. So that's 0.9 seconds more than what Volvo says. That's why we have to go into this performance mode and try it again. I'm a bit scared. This is high acceleration so far. Whew. Oh, yeah, that's more. 3.95 seconds. Woohoo! But not 3.6. And you have to know I'm at 61%, not at 100. Oh man. 4.05 seconds. That's what we get. I didn't get any spinning wheels, all perfect, everything got on the road what should be. This was nice. 130 on the highway. It's not the most quiet car, but it's still really okay at 130. I have no complaints. This is fine. You can drive with this. I have this light on the whole time. You can drive with this on the highway. Now it abruptly was slowing down because of the truck. So it's not a ease in, it's it's just how it is in this car. 150, of course it's louder. It's still comfortable to drive. The suspension is not amazingly comfortable, but it's okay. I can go on like this. That's our top speed, and makes sense that you are there very fast with 430 horsepower almost, and it's at 185 on the speedometer. At this speed, it's not very stable anymore. The steering is too light and too direct for that. Doesn't feel good. The suspension is also a bit too hard, so you're jumping around and correcting the whole time. It's not a relaxing feeling. For this car, what it is, I get it. This is not a sports car, it's a normal little car. They gave just a lot of power for whatever reason to show off, I guess. So I get it. Yeah, battery of this camera just ran out. They had to get off the highway. And here you can see the supercharger version 4 that they're building. It's already there and they're working on it right now. When this is active, it's very possible I will charge here, do my range test and everything here, because this is just awesome. To the self-steering. Overall, it's okay on the highway. It works fine. On the country road, it's a bit doesn't know what to do sometimes. It's a bit nervous, but it's okay. My biggest problem is that I can only use it with 130 kilometers an hour, not 1 kilometer an hour faster. Just doesn't work. It turns off. That's a bit sad because it is for the highway, and highway you don't drive exactly 130. If it would be the limit at 140, I would be okay with it, but 130, come on. Sometimes I drive 133. So that would be nice if I could do that. It's easily to turn on and off. The lane change, I tried it a few times, the auto lane change. It took a bit and I wasn't sure, but it's also not fighting me. That is nice. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube there's also channel membership. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.